Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. I have an awesome interview lined up for you guys, as always. I have Mr. Rick Johnson, bassist of Mustard Plug. What's going on, Rick?
Not a whole lot. Hanging out.
You guys have a new CD that's out right now. Let's talk about that a little bit. It's a new CD called Can't Contain It. This is a awesome album from you guys, and pretty much old school stuff that you guys have been doing, but let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah. I like the record. It turned out surprisingly better than we had thought. So,
with Can't Contain It, you guys went back to your old roots to it. Was this a lot of writing over the years, that songs that didn't get put onto other records, or is this new stuff? I mean, what's the take?
It's all new stuff. Typically, with Mustard Plug, we got a lot of other things going on, just like work, family, yada, yada, yada. And so, like, pretty much after our last record, that was like 6 or 7 years ago, we started writing new songs, but it just, one day a week, sometimes getting together is slow going for a songwriting process. So it took that long to get this record out.
Well, it's life things that happen. I mean,
right.
Some bands can just go into a room, and recording nowadays is just so simple compared to what it was back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, even in the 90s, And, I saw where you guys were playing in the 80s, and then you guys had actually recorded your first cassette tape, and then sold the cassette tape to make money to record your first CD. So
yeah, it was pretty crazy. So,
let's talk about that. The day's age of recording. Do you think that it's helped out bands, or do you think it's kind of lost its edge?
I think it's helped out bands in the sense that they're able to get a product out there, and their art is being potentially heard, Yeah. But the downside of it is that everybody, like, there's no filter anymore, where like a band would work on something and then work real hard to do it and then come up with money and then do it. And then you would hear that because only bands that really, really want to do that would be doing that. Now everybody has the ability to get something out there to you, and you kind of have to sift through a lot of maybe terribleness, You
could sit in your own bedroom and record your own album nowadays. To me, it's crazy to even think of that now, because, I mean, especially with you guys are a ska band, plus you got your horns in it and everything. Is it hard for you guys to write music, first starting out with just a regular band, and plus you got your horn section? I mean, how did you guys work on that?
Typically what happens with that is, like, either the guitarist Colin and I will come up with, like, a song structure, and then we'll just bring it in and flesh it out, and then one of the horn guys will actually write, for the most part, the horn part. Sometimes Colin or I will bring in something, and then it's a lot less complicated than it would seem it would be. So, like, everybody's kind of got their part of what they do. So,
off of Can't Contain It, what's your favorite songs to play live off of it, if any?
The weird thing about this record is that a lot of the stuff we haven't played as a band, because we did record it ourselves, but we had somebody else mix it. So what was happening was we recorded most of the basics, and then we were working around the basics. So, like, we were working around the guitar, bass, drums, and vocal tracks for, like, a lot of the stuff. So we haven't played the majority of the record live, which is weird. But, like, the cool ones to play live right now are the All Nighter and White Noise. They're real fun to play live. And then we've been playing, like, I and Blame Yourself for a couple of years, because they're kind of on the older side of the spectrum.
At least you guys don't stand on stage and say, "Hey, look, we got a new album, go buy it," and don't play nothing.
we're trying to play. The problem with us, too, is that we have so many songs that, we're starting to get into the, should we play a 25-song set every night, which is it's almost bordering Bruce Springsteen 3-hour long set type of situation that we don't really want to do, you know?
Right. And I mean, you guys have been around for a long time, and I mean, geez, look at the songs that you guys have to choose from every album.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's weird. Something's got to get cut.
Have you guys ever just been on stage doing a song and say, okay, screw it, you guys sing the song? Have you ever just done that?
Not in my memory. So maybe. Sometimes someone forgets some words. They would do it. I don't know. But not in my recent memory. It's probably happened many times.
Rick, how'd you get started into music?
I wanted to play guitar, so I started playing guitar, and then it just kind of evolved from there. Took some college courses in theory, and then I just started recording bands on my own spare time, and then just kind of took it from there. Not a very difficult situation, I would say.
Yeah. Who are some of your influences?
Bass-wise, kind of like Mike Watt of the Minutemen, Bruce Thomas from Elvis Costello Attractions, Tina Weymouth from Talking Heads, and then like songwriting-wise, probably Elvis Costello, Pete Townsend, Mick Jones of the Clash, stuff like that. Okay. That's kind of my wheelhouse of the group.
What can fans expect at a show from Mustard Plug?
Fun party.
When the actual fans leave that show, what do you hope that they take away from that show?
Just that they had a good time, you know. I don't think we're the type of band that, like you have to think too much about. As long as you're having a good time and you walk away happy, everything is good in the world.
Do you guys prefer clubs, festivals, or does it even really matter?
It doesn't really matter. They both have their pluses and minuses.
Any new bands that you're listening to right now that you would recommend anybody to listen to?
Sure. I've been listening a lot of the band The Future of the Left. So let's see. I'm hoping that new Hold Steady record will be good because I like the Hold Steady. Sidekicks are always a good time. Mixtapes are always a good time. I don't listen to that much newish music. So, I'm digging deep there. You know?
Digging in the old bag of tricks there.
Yeah. I'm just like, what are bands that I like? You know.
Mustard Plug actually tracked this CD at your studio, correct?
Yeah, correct.
How long did it take you guys to put this together?
I think when everything was all said and done, it was like 90 hours of work that I put into it. It technically took 2 years. Like we tracked it in two goes. So we did half the songs in 1 year and half the songs in another year. And basically that's, because we had at our disposal to do it whenever, like, it was just like, oh, this week I'll get together for 3 hours with this one guy, and then it just started adding up that, wow, this is a year long, and then this is a 2 year long process. The majority of the work happened this past summer, though.
When you guys did the Kickstarter program for this album and you started seeing results and plus doubling the results that you guys have, was the expectation, how did that feel to you guys, man? Because I know that it actually doubled than what you before.
Yeah, it was great. The funny thing is that we basically were just hoping to get mixing costs covered, right. And we were just going to credit card the rest of it. So what ended up happening is it doubled, but we completely broke even on the ordeal. We did not receive any money for that, but just because manufacturing cost and everything that goes into making a record is expensive. And then the shipping costs, we're still not done shipping stuff because we don't have everything on hand, but it was $3,000 or $4,000 to ship it to everybody when everything's all said and done.
Jeez.
So, yeah. That's the type of thing people don't think about when they're, we made 20, I don't know how much we made, but it's just all right, we're covered,
Yeah.
So, it was great. I was pleasantly surprised.
$1,000 is chump change. Well, we got it.
Right. It was I think Dave and I were the only ones that actually knew how much it was actually going to cost. Because we were more worried that what if this doesn't get funded? Then we already have this studio time to mix it. Let's get that covered, and we'll deal with the particulars later.
What do you think about the bands that, especially you guys, do it yourself? Do you think that bands are better off doing it on their own, especially, with their own time, or do you think it's better to have a record label and things like that? What's your opinion?
I think it kind of depends on each situation. In the end, we kind of partnered with somebody to help us out with it, just because the task at hand was too great for the amount of time that we can put into it. We still literally did everything ourselves, just that our friends at No Idea are helping us with, like, just mailing stuff out for future. Like, we're mailing all the Kickstarter stuff out. They're mailing everything out. So I think if you're like us, then you kind of benefit you because you don't have the time to kind of put into it. If you're an early band these days, I don't think you need a label, really. You're going to do this. You're going to be able to do the same thing just as well, if not better. You know?
Yeah. I know you guys did a lot of shows with a lot of bands, but is there any shows that really stick out in your mind that say, hey, look, wow, I can't believe we played that show?
No, like, they're all pretty fun. That's the thing. It's like every show is fun in a different way. I mean, playing festivals is really fun because there's a lot of people typically, but I prefer kind of the club thing a little bit more, just because it feels more like a party. But I mean, the festival's great too. Typically, it's usually with bands that I never thought I would play with. You know, like, wow, I'm playing with these bands that are amazing. I get to hang out with these people that have influenced me a little bit, you know?
What does it mean to you when a fan comes up and says, or you get an email from them saying, your music has helped me throughout my life, or it's turned my life around, or it's helped me through a dark time? How does that make you guys feel?
Pretty amazing. It's one of those things that, like, you really do not know what to say. Mm-hmm. Like, you can just say thank you or, like, you're welcome, like, without being a jerk about it. But, like, it leaves you pretty speechless, you know, like, because when I started making music, I never had that goal, you know, like, it was always just to try to promote my art and have people like my art versus, help people in any way. So it's hard to wrap your brain around that one.
Rick, I want to thank you so much for doing this interview this morning with me. Like I said, I've been a big Mustard Plug fan since the first time I heard the song You. Thanks for your guys' music, honestly.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for enjoying it.
How can people get a hold of you guys to say, hey, look, we like your music, we want to buy your merchandise? How can they do that?
There's, websites, Facebook. I think mustardplug.com is a good place to start. What's that? Facebook.com/mustardplug or something like that. We're on all those social media things. Just Google it. You'll figure it out. Kids are smart these days, you know.
Oh, Rick, thank you so much. This has been a really, really cool interview. Before I let you go, will you care to do a promo for the show?
Sure. Okay. Hey, this is Rick Johnson from the band Mustard Plug. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
All right. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Well, oh, no worries. Thank you for doing the interview.